First, we're speaking to Chris Smalls, who is making major headlines after being fired from his job at Amazon because he says he helped to organize a work stoppage at the company's warehouse in Staten Island. So, Chris, tell me how you're doing now. You're not working at all, correct?
No, sir. I'm not working right now.
You didn't just get upset one day and write a letter. You've been at Amazon for 4.5 years, and you raised this issue uh, beginning in late February. What did you do?
I raised my concerns to my local HR team. I went straight to the office, and when I noticed some of my colleagues and employees started to get ill around me, that was concerning for me. And so I went straight to the office and I asked them for a 2-week quarantine because I wanted to be proactive instead of reactive. The virus we had no confirmed cases in the building, but I wanted to be ahead of the game, and I was worried.
And they told you what?
They basically told me because we don't have any confirmed cases and we're following the CDC guidelines, there's no need to panic. It's business as usual. Um, I wasn't really agreeing with that, so I took my stance right there.
When you went in that day, there was a particular person you were concerned about, and the first person tested for COVID was tested the day you went in. And in fact, that person turned out to be positive, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes, my
that's,
colleague.
yeah. So you were prophetic in being concerned. It wasn't like you were being overreactive. So what precautions were taken when you did raise the issue? Did they do anything different?
No, they didn't. They was being very selective and secretive about who they were trying to tell, as if that was going to prevent spread of the virus. I felt like it was just wrong to do, not to be transparent with the employees of the entire warehouse. And that was the last time I worked for Amazon.
Now, if people were sick or worried about getting sick, were they able to go home? Did they get paid? I mean, what happened if people said, hey, I think I've got this, I don't feel good?
Well, that's the flaws with the policy. The policy allows you to leave anytime you want. They offer us unlimited unpaid time, which means you can go home anytime you want if you don't feel well, but you're not going to get paid. The only way you do get paid is if you test positive for the coronavirus and you actually show the actual documents from the doctor's office. So you don't even get quarantined officially until they receive physical documentation in their hand in the HR department.
And how many people worked in your building?
Over 4,500, close to 5,000 come in and out that building every week.
And you begged them to close the building down, right?
Absolutely, sure did.
At that point, they said, not happening, not going to do it. That's an overreaction. Is that right?
Yes, they sure did. They basically said, they don't have to close down the building according to the CDC guidelines. There's no need to close down the business. Um, and I just wasn't agreeing with that at all. So I had to take action.
Is that building open today?
It sure is.
Still open today. Do you have any idea how many people in that building have been diagnosed with COVID-19?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Last I heard is over 25 cases in that building right now as we speak.
Well, I'd like to share some excerpts from the letter you wrote to Jeff Bezos, and these are just excerpts. The letter is longer than this, and I'll post that on the website for people to read. But excerpts include, Dear Jeff Bezos, when I applied to work at Amazon, it said you need to have a high school diploma or a GED, and you have to be able to lift 50 pounds. That's it. Now, because of COVID-19, we're being told that Amazon workers are the new Red Cross. We shouldn't be asked to risk our lives to come into work, but we are. And someone has to be held accountable for that, and that person is you. Many of my coworkers and friends at the Amazon facility have underlying health conditions. They haven't gone to work in a month, so they haven't been paid. Amazon has imposed mandatory overtime to keep up with the demand. The result is that Amazon employees are going to work sick as dogs just so they can earn $2 per hour on top of their regular pay. Do you know what I call that? Blood money.